Hi, I'm Craig. Welcome to Foxcast for this special December 2025 news bulletin. We're conscious that a lot of our partners, installers, distributors, etc., don't always see the news we put out there. We put a lot of stuff out on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, through our website, etc. But it's not always seen. We also send out a periodic newsletter, but again, not always read. So what we'll do is every month we'll collate all the news together and put it out in a monthly update on Foxcast. So before we jump into sort of the individual updates, it's worth taking a step back and looking at 2025 as a whole. Been a really successful year for Fox, significant growth, really cemented our position as the number one manufacturer in the residential battery storage space, and we've made inroads into C&I with a range of new products as well. Worth a quick recap on the Evo. That was launched beginning of this year. We're seeing the fruits of that really now with what I'd probably say is one of the most successful Fox product launches we've ever done. Hugely positive feedback from installers, from end customers. So we're really pleased with the Evo and how it's really made a significant impact into the market. For those not familiar with it, it's a very compact, sleek, all-in-one unit. Comes in different sizes, so you have a 3.75, a 10 kilowatt inverter option, and that's integrated with a 10.24 kilowatt hour battery. So it's very compact. We use automotive grade cylindrical cells, so high quality product. It's IP66. It has nice cable routing, side access for the cables. It's got integrated Wi-Fi and LAN functionality, and it's scalable through our EMS AI link, so you can add units in parallel. Also compatible with our new whole home backup solution, the EPS-BOX SP. Talking of which, that was another significant product launch for Fox this year. So, backup power generally is becoming a much bigger part of the conversation, whether that's driven by grid reliability, homeowner awareness, or just a desire for resilience. So the EPS-BOX allows us to support properly engineered backup solutions rather than more improvised sort of workarounds. It's about doing backup properly, really, sort of safely, compliantly, and in a way that installers can confidently design and install. So it fits neatly into the wider Fox ESS ecosystem and gives much clearer options when customers ask about whole home or essential loads backup. Importantly, it works with a whole suite of products. So we've talked about the Evo. It was kind of released simultaneously with the Evo, but it works exactly the same with our H1G2, our K-Series, and our PowerCube models. Now, talking of them, one of the things we've pushed through 2025 is this idea of the Fox family. So you can see an image on screen, so that is the family as it is, and you'll see that we're talking about there being a solution for every space, so every scenario covered. That's the angle we're taking here. So we have the modular solutions, so that's the H1G2 or the K-Series with a EQ or EP battery, for example. So that's scalable, modular, cost-effective. Alongside that, we, of course, have the all-in-one solutions. We've mentioned the Evo already, but we also have the PowerCube. That's a stackable all-in-one, very compact, very small footprint, high scalability, and that's up to 11 kilowatts in the inverter sizing. So those are the two all-in-one options we've got alongside a range of modular options, and that family will be added to as we go into 2026, and there will be some enhancements and adaptations as well. Bit early to announce those today, but as we get into January, hopefully we'll have some news on some product updates with our single-phase hybrid range. So a major announcement in 2025 was our partnership with Capture. And one of the big success stories of Fox has been our openness, really, to those partnerships. We have an open API, and we encourage partners, software platforms, grid services providers, optimization companies to reach out to us, and we'll start the process and assist them in that integration via our API. So Capture made that approach to us beginning of 2025, and very quickly, really positive relationship, great communication from both sides. We managed to get to full integration with Capture very quickly. We announced it sort of about a month ago, but some of you may have missed it. So a little bit about Capture. So this is about adding intelligence on top of the hardware, really. So Capture uses AI to forecast solar generation, to understand tariffs, and optimize how batteries charge and discharge in real time. So the big thing here is that it works without additional hardware, and there is no cost to the customer either. And it's also supplier agnostic. It's about getting more value out of systems that are already installed rather than asking people to rip things out and start again. For homeowners, that means better optimization and access to flexibility services. For installers, it means being able to offer something genuinely smarter without adding complexity on site. Now, in terms of installers and capture, I know that they are more than happy for installers to reach out to them directly to talk about a potential partnership and how you might work together. So what I'll do on screen now is I'll put down the landing page link on our website and also put a contact email address as well for those installers that wish to reach out to Capture and have a conversation. There are a couple of other big announcements with regard to partnerships that aren't quite ready today, so I can't include it in this bulletin, but by January we should be ready to make that announcement. So they're quite exciting partnerships. One's with a VPP and another one is with a major energy supplier. So stay tuned for those. Should have an announcement in January. Normally we'd use this opportunity to sort of publicise some events. We don't really have anything. It's December, it's Christmas soon, and nothing really is planned this month. There will be events in January, February, so we'll probably announce those at during the January bulletin, as I've said earlier. There is, of course, on Horizon Solar and Storage in London. That's in April. We will be there, of course, in prime location. We will have an announcement about what we plan to announce and launch at that show as we get into the new year. So we've talked about software partnerships, but obviously what we're also doing is making improvements and changes to our own app, the Fox Cloud. You recall it was about 18 months, 2 years ago that we launched the version 2 of the Fox Cloud app. We've more recently launched version 2 of the web platform. So Fox Cloud 2.0 now available through a web browser. If you try and access the current version, it will prompt you to and divert you to the new version should you wish to try it. So it's fully released, but it is working alongside version 1 for a while as people get used to it. The app itself is going to undergo some changes as well. Brand new UI being launched next year, early part I believe. So that will change. There's also some changes to functionality. Historically, we've had a 5-minute refresh rate on the Fox Cloud app, on the Energy Flow, and also on the web browser version. On selected devices, that will now reduce to 5 to 10 seconds. I say selected devices. It will apply initially only to those inverters that have the integrated Wi-Fi. Important point to make here. Historically, you will know Fox have provided a dongle. More recently, a USB dongle that plugs into the inverter and pairs locally to the router. We're now moving to integrated Wi-Fi. That's happened on the H1G2. Everything we've been bringing into the UK for the last few months has been integrated. There may still be some versions of the product with the dongle still in the system through our distribution partners, but very soon every H1G2 you buy will have that integrated option, and it will, as I've said, be the first model to be fully compatible with the faster refresh rates on the app. So look out for that. Another important update relates to firmware updates. So historically, as you'll be aware, if a customer needs a firmware update, some installers can do this, they do have the ability, but for the most part, most commonly, either the end user themselves or the installer will contact us and we will upgrade that firmware remotely. They would normally contact us via email or over the phone. There can be a delay there because obviously it takes us a while to work through those requests. It could be 24, 48 hours before that firmware update is applied. Obviously that can be frustrating, so we are rolling it out into the app. Okay, so end users and installers will be able to trigger a firmware update automatically through the app. That's something that we're working on now. It's about ready and will be rolled out in the early part of 2026. All that remains really is for me to thank you. I'd say that to end users, to installers, distributors, our partners really. We wouldn't have achieved what we've achieved without you. Fox has been hugely successful over the last couple of years. I've mentioned it already, huge growth, lots of hard work really, both here in the UK and at HQ. But again, without the support of the people out there on the front line, selling the products, promoting the brand, it wouldn't have happened. So it's really appreciated. And we hope we can cement that relationship further. We've got a few ideas that we're hoping to launch next year for our install partners particularly. So yeah, have a great Christmas and New Year. Come back refreshed early 2026 and we go again. So yeah, thank you. So this has been Foxcast. I'm Craig and see you next year.